Hey guys, what's up? This is Large Dog PR Studio here, and today we're going to talk about Electroneum and is it a good investment for you? Now, before you turn this video off because you say, "Oh, there's 1,000 of these videos," this is why I'm making this video because there is 1,000 of these videos. It's all over the place on Twitter, on Bitcoin Talk, um, on YouTube. There's people basically spreading uncertainty all over the place about this coin. Then there's another group that's just spreading total hype all over the place. And it's like, this video is just going to be on the facts. Or at the end, I'm going to tell you my opinion, but at the end, you're going to basically decide, is it a good investment for you? And basically, we're going to have we're just going to show you facts here. We're not going to hype it up or try and spread uncertainty. None of that's going to happen on this video. So please watch this video. It's very different than the other ones. And I wanted to do this. I wasn't going to actually do this video, but it seems like the past few weeks it's gotten out of hand all over the place. The other thing is basically I wanted to do this video after they stopped the referrals because then people would say, "Oh, he just wants referrals. That's why he's making the video." So basically, I'm just making this, not because I want referrals. So basically, I mean, if you guys want to check out my website, that's cool. If you guys are into VR, we have some high dive animations on YouTube right now, and I am releasing on December 1st a HTC Vive Oculus baseball game. You can check it out right here. It's 81 pitches remaining, and it's a baseball game for HTC Vive and Oculus. So yeah, if you want to check that out, that'd be cool. But basically, let's get back to what this video is about. So I had to write this down because there's a lot. So let's talk about first of all, is this a token? Well, no, I don't know where people got that from. It's not a token based off of another coin. It's an actual cryptocurrency. So that's number one. Let's clear that up. The other thing is basically, should I invest? And the answer is going to be do your homework and figure it out yourself. But I'm going to present you the facts, but always verify the facts are true. So on that note, basically, yes, I invested. I think this is a good opportunity, but it is my own opinion, basically. So it could tank. It could go up. I don't have a clue. But, and I'm not held liable if my opinions are wrong or right. They're just my opinions, and you can take them or leave them or do whatever you want with them. But I have no idea if it's going to go up or down. But I invested. Let's put it that way. So basically, should you invest? I don't know. I invested, but basically, it's why did I invest? Okay, so this is the very first ICO I invested in. I hear a lot of people saying that, which is a good sign. But basically, what stood out to me was basically when you look at their um, their team. That was the very first thing that stood out to me is they have a reputable team. It's not just an anonymous team or some people that you never heard of or whatever. They have, um, there's a few people in there that have, big businesses behind them who have created big businesses. So basically, what that tells me is basically um, they're not going to basically they're not going to create a bad coin basically, or they're going to try very hard. They're going to do basically everything they can to help this coin, because they have a reputation basically in the business world. So if their coin tanks or if they mess up or whatever, that's going to hurt them probably a lot more than it hurt the investors. So right there, to me, that's basically basically a kind of like a guaranteed check almost on them that basically it basically there will be a it basically guarantees that the public is looking at them and going to hold them accountable basically to what happens. So that's a good thing. And that, if they mess up, it messes up their reputation. So that was the first thing. Second thing is, let's speak about the technology. Blockchain technology is, I'd say, actually, more popular to the non-crypto people out there than actually Bitcoin is right now. So this one did create its own blockchain, and I mean, if you look at, like NEM has its own blockchain. So certain coins that have their own blockchain have done well. Um, so that's another thing. Basically, the other thing is the crypto note algorithm. I think that was a smart idea because, um, well, basically, so who are they trying to push this on? It's basically people who aren't into cryptocurrencies yet. Cryptocurrency to the masses or something like that. So basically, um, they want they want to basically say like they want it to be user friendly to everyone. So crypto note was a good thing because like I've talked to some people and I explained Bitcoin to them and they don't like the fact that you know that'd be like a bank account where anybody can see your transactions. People don't like that idea basically, and to us it really doesn't matter. At least to me, it doesn't matter. And there are ways of a pseudo anonymous Bitcoin basically making it anonymous, but again, average user is not going to be able to do that, or is not going to want to send a new address to everyone and set it up like that so it is anonymous. So the crypto note is a good protocol, a good choice because it now basically shows everyone it's anonymous, it's secure, and you can't you can't see behind other people's balances. It's very hard for actually, if you send it to the paper wallet, it's actually hard for you to even see the balance. Um, so it is anonymous, and that's what people want. This is marketed to the average Joe. So a lot of the crypto people are going to have like which is what is happening. A lot of crypto people are like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. Well, you may not like it, but can it make you money? And it will make you money. And probably it will get popular. Just because, I mean, you guys know technology. There's some technologies that are better than others, but the lesser ones are actually sometimes more popular because of marketing and because of other things. Um, you know, um, Linux and Windows is a great example of that. Um, just different things like that. So, you could say Android, Apple. Android could do a little bit more than Apple, but Apple seems a little bit more popular. So just different things. So that's another way to look at this. Bitcoin and Electroneum. It may, this one will probably get more popular. So now basically the other thing is that's one thing. The other thing is basically I think they said somewhere in there, I'm not 100% sure, but something about how you could do on the app, you could just have like a contacts list basically, like my friend or my family or whatever, and then you can just send them the money instead of saying here, give me your public key and let me type this in, and oh, I need to send a payment to this guy, he is this key or whatever. So I mean that makes a lot more sense, just having pictures, or I don't know if they're going to do that, but just having the address contact thing. And I think I read something about that, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If someone could post on the comments if that actually is the case. I think they were going to do that. Um, the other thing is the app. Okay, a lot of you guys know. Basically, to us, it's we want to do everything on the computer, but a lot of people, the average Joe or Jane, let's call them, um, they don't have. Basically, they don't have. They don't really good with the computer, but they're really good with that smartphone. And they know how to do a lot of stuff with that smartphone. So, and they like the smartphone. So basically, that was great of them to do these app thing and to have it more for the mobile. I mean, you can even look at there's other countries where basically they actually send payments on mobile, and that's they don't have a bank account, but they just send payments on mobile. So can you imagine if they switched over to Electroneum? I mean, I, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin would probably be a little bit hard to do on a mobile only thing, but um, if Electroneum came around, it was really easy. I mean, wow, the value would go up big time if that actually happened. So, and there's a lot of people who don't even have a computer, but they have a smartphone, so they can finally get two cryptocurrencies. So basically, those are a lot of different things that um, had me invest in this basically because, and it's not just a short term investment. I'm going to hold this at least 2 years probably. If you look at other cryptocurrencies, Ripple, there's a bunch of others. I can name NEM. Um, they start out and they don't. I mean, they can go up and down, but they don't really explode. And that's like 50 times, 100 times, something like that. They don't actually go up big until like a year or 2 or 3 years later. So yeah, I'm a long-term investor on this one. But so those are things that basically I thought that would make it a good investment for me. Um, let's talk about the mobile mining. Okay, so now everybody at first was on board, and then it seemed like people weren't because they found out the mobile mining was fake, which in the white paper it did explain that. Um, again, it's a good thing because the average person is not going to want their phone to get hot. They're not going to want their battery to drain. To us, we probably actually would want a real mining experience on the phone, but to the average person, they're going to be like, oh, I only get like a dollar a day or something like that, and this is totally eating up my battery. Uninstall, like, so basically it was good that basically it's not using data really. It's not going to use their CPU. It's just basically going to basically look at their specs and say, okay, based on your phone, here you go. That's fantastic. And what it people were asking, well, where's this money coming from? As money just can't come out of the thin air. Where's the airdrop basically coming from? Well, I think somewhere. Okay, this is another thing I need verification on, but I know somewhere I think it said that basically a 2% tax or whatever is going to happen to the people who are mining it, and then that's where the airdrop money is coming from. Which that seems like a good idea. So basically, that answers those questions. And yes, you do want the mobile mining to be fake because of the reasons we explained above. Um, we already talked about it. It's not a token. Um, we'll talk about that last. Okay, so supply. So a lot of people are saying the supply is too high. Um, one of the things, one of the things for that was basically the supply. The reason they I think it's like 1,000 times more. Yeah, it's 1,000 times more than Bitcoin. So 21 million to 21 billion, three zeros behind it. Um, the reason they did that was because they believe the value will go up. I mean, it's starting right now. One ETN is 1 penny, but they think it's going to go up, obviously. So eventually, I mean, let's just say 10 cents. So then you figure, like a soda, a fast food place. That could be, 15 ETN. That's $1.50. But if we look at, let's take a look. What is $1.50? It's 0.0002617, so 2,617 satoshis. So basically, as you can see, people are gonna average Joe again here. People are gonna want to pay with the Electroneum because of the fact that it's 15 ETN or 0.0002617 BTC. Um, so that's the reason why they did that with the supply, because it it basically, when again, remember, they're focusing on microtransactions. So basically, people, when you go fast food, you're gonna want to. It's way easier just to send 15 ETN than to send 0.002613 BTC. So that was basically why they did that. The other thing is they are focusing on microtransactions. Remember that. So they said they wanted to get into gaming and all that. Those would be microtransactions, obviously, in-game purchases. I would assume video game purchases as well, which those aren't really micro. But basically, they wanted to get into things that require fast transactions and small transactions. So yeah, it's not going to replace Bitcoin, but it's going to get popular, maybe as popular, because um, microtransactions is what we do on a daily basis. Um, and if they're able to process more payments, um, I also think it was like, I don't know how fast. I don't think it's come out yet how fast a transaction will be. Um, I know there's zero transaction fees, which again, average Joe people will love. But basically, this, restaurants and all different kinds of stuff. This could get very big based off of that, and this could compete. I mean, Bitcoin could buy, as people are using it right now, but this could replace that in day to day purchases, and could replace credit cards and stuff eventually. Um, so the other thing we need to talk about is the supply. I didn't really get that argument because people are like, it's too much, it can't go up, and all of that. So it basically, let me see. Okay, so you know how people are talking about the supply and they're like, it's too high, there's too many of them. Um, I don't really understand that really because it's like, I guess on psychological terms and trading and all that, it could affect it a little bit, but basically it's the same no matter what, you know. Um, so basically, let's just do a little price comparison, basically. Um, and basically, let's see here. If we have, um, you know, what will the price be, basically? So if you take a look, because here's the thing, this is one of the reasons why I made this video. Um, you see people on the internet, basically on YouTube, Twitter, and Bitcoin Talk, saying that it's a dollar a coin. It's going to be a dollar a coin by the end of the year. It's going to be $100 maybe in a year. Some people are saying it's going to be, a tenth of a penny. I mean, there's just so much wild price speculation, and it's like, how do you figure that out? Like, and I didn't notice until recently um, that basically how you figure it out, or how you figure out a coin's potential worth, is based off the market cap. Um, it's based on the market cap and the circulating supply of the coin. Is how you can figure out worths. So, like, if you think, if it can go, if you think that, it can double or whatever, then you divide and all that. So, we're not going to show this part, but we're going to show coin versus coin comparison. Um, so, we're going to do what they are right now and then what they were at the peak of their existence, basically. So, we've got three of them now. Ripple. But I've heard people crying and whining and saying that Ripple's basically manipulated, controlled by banks, and um, traded around by banks and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but so I also did another example, NEM, and another example, Digibyte. Um, a lot of people haven't heard about Digibyte, but Digibyte actually kind of is the same thing as Electroneum as far as the supply, and they were just trying to be a better Bitcoin. Um, Recently, they've gotten killed in the prices, but and I think Electroneum's going to drop them even more because they are kind of competitors, you can say, and Electroneum or Electronium. I don't know why I kept messing up on the name. Electronium is going to be, much bigger in my opinion, and way more faster and established in my opinion. So let's get started with this. So let's do Ripple first. So basically, what I set up here was basically what you do is you take the circulating supply. Now that's not the total supply. So we know it's 21 billion total ETN, but on launch day there's going to be 6 billion already in circulation, and that's because they said that on their thing that the hard cap was around $40 million, and that it was that would be 6 billion ETN in circulation. Obviously, the circulation will go up every day. Um, so you take what we're doing here is we're basically ratioing this out. So um, we're taking what's in circulating of Ripple right now, which is 38 billion. What's in circulating of ETN right now, which is 6 billion, and that's a ratio of what's the price of Ripple, around 0.2, 20 cents. And what's the price of ETN? We don't know. Calculator, please tell us. So basically, when you hit this, it equals out to be $1.28. So if that's basically saying if Electroneum is as popular as Ripple, um, then it's going to be at some point $1.28. So that's basically how we can figure out are these wild speculations or not. Now this is the best example of price wise for Electroneum because obviously Ripple has the most market cap of NEM and Digibyte. So basically, this is saying that in today's current economy of cryptocurrency, If it gets as popular as Ripple, which I think Ripple's like the second or the third on market cap, then it will get to $1.28. Now, I can see this getting popular as more popular than Bitcoin in terms of users, because they keep throwing around there's a number about 3 million. I've heard 3 or 5 million Bitcoin users in the world right now. I can definitely see that passing this, because if you think about it, how many users of Electroneum are there right now? Like 300,000. So that's easily going to pass 3 million at one point. Market cap wise, I don't know if that equates to passing Bitcoin. Could it pass Ripple's market cap? I don't know, maybe. So $1.28 is not unreasonable, I would say. So let's look at another one real quick. We've got NEM. NEM's pretty popular. It's number 7. What was Ripple? Number 2 or 3? 3. Okay, so NEM is basically everything's in circulation. There's no mining. So if we do that same thing, it comes out to be about 30 cents. So, remember, ETN's starting at a penny. So again, that's a big boost. And then last example, because this video is kind of getting long. Last example is Digibyte. Digibyte has the exact same circulation, but right now there's 9 million or 9 billion out there. So if we take a look at this, but remember, Digibyte's ranked 65. I mean, look, there's only 245 BTC volume every day. So that would equate us out to about a penny and a half almost. So not a big boost, but still it's a boost of a penny. That's where we were in the ICO. So even if it gets to Digibyte status, and to be frank, it's got to get bigger than Digibyte. There's no way it doesn't get bigger than Digibyte, because it's way more better than Digibyte. So even with those expectations, it still goes up. Now here's the thing, real quick, and this is the end of the last part. We just talked about the current price. Let's talk about these at their peak. Let's say what it was at their peak. So this was basically right now. They were all going up from where we were at a penny. So if you take a look here, this did hit 30. Well, I think it hit like looks like it hit over 40. So we'll just put 40 cents in there. So that means at a peak, it could hit, if it's as popular as Ripple. At the Ripple's peak, it was ETN would have been worth $2.56, 57 cents. If you do after NEM, it looks like it hit 0.32. So that means it would have been 48 cents. And if you look at even Digibyte's peak looked like it passed 6 cents. Let's do 6 cents. Now you can see it would have went to 9 cents. So as you can see, it really seems like ETN is going to go up. Now we don't know how much, but logically we can say that it probably will go up. Now the last thing is, when should you buy it? Well, I don't know, but a lot of people were speculating that it was gonna it may dump right out of the gate. because people got those big 40% bonuses. I'm telling you right now, I was one of those that got the 40% bonus. I ain't dumping this. So basically, I'll actually be buying a little bit more. So if you guys want to dump it off to me, I'll be happy to take it. But basically, the other reason, and I've heard a few other people say that they got 40%, they're not going to dump it either. Um, I haven't seen one. Obviously, I haven't seen one person say yes. I bought 50%. I'm going to dump it immediately. Um, there probably will be people that dump some of it off, um, but then there's also going to be a lot of people that want to buy. I've seen people that say I want to buy 50,000 of these ETNs because I missed out. Um, I've seen people say I want 100,000 ETNs, and just all. There's a lot of people saying a lot of stuff. So I think there will be a war between people dumping extra referrals and all that versus people buying. I don't know who's going to win exactly, but one thing I can tell you is basically it did shift because like those people that thought like, okay, I'm going to put way more than I actually want to invest in and get my 50% bonus, and then on day one dump off, half of my supply or something. The problem with that strategy now is basically Bitcoin skyrocketed, like I think 30% or something during those 3 weeks that it went from 50. Like at one point, you could actually, with the 10% bonus, get more if you invested in ETN versus when you could have invested at 50%. Um, so basically, in my mind, that would equate to basically, or at least my thinking is, if I took BTC, got a bonus, but now if I sell all of my ETN, I basically can break even or get a little bit under my current ETN right now. Um, so basically, why would I want to? That was just basically me breaking even. So a lot of people, I think, are going to basically then switch off to their plan may have been to dump and pick up 50%. But since Bitcoin went up so much during those weeks, that's not a viable plan anymore. So they may just hold and say, well, I think it's going to go up at some point. So I'll just hold, and then when it goes up, I'll sell some of it. So that's what I think will happen. Um, but basically, it's up to you guys. Do your homework. Figure out if it's a good coin for you to invest. Research the things that I said. Make sure they're accurate. And as you can see, don't believe all the uncertainty, but don't believe all the hype either. It's not going to $100. Um, so, and we showed you realistically what it could go to. Um, and that's, it will probably go higher than that eventually because obviously the market cap for Ripple and all that will get higher as the years go on. So yeah, it will. That's not the maximum it could ever reach, but $100 is very, very, very far off and probably won't happen. So that's it for this video. So thank you for watching it.